I'll be honest, the very last thing I want to do on this gorgeous, almost summer day is declutter my closet. But I have this dream of a quintessential 90s kid, simple summer that I would love to have with my own kids, and getting my clothing collection under control for this season is really going to help. So for today's messy to minimal episode, I am going to share with you the quickest, easiest way to declutter a closet so that we can be in and out of here in a snap. I might go pretty extreme this time around. I hope you're ready for it. Drop this emoji in the comments. This extreme closet decluttering process doesn't actually start in the closet. It actually starts here on the living room couch. This is where I do our laundry every day. I have a little pile here of my clean laundry that just came through. You can just kind of sit here and get a good perspective on what I'm actually wearing in this specific season of my life. I've been pulling out some shorts as it is warming up outside with the weather. I've got some linen pieces here. I've got a lot of like cotton gauze pieces. I just feel like they're easy, breezy, don't have to think too much about them. Here's another cotton gauze, this little Madewell dress that I thrifted. This one's definitely a staple in my wardrobe. And then when things get a little chilly, I've been throwing on this cashmere light blue pullover sweater that I've absolutely been loving. Throwing everything into this little basket here. I've got some bras and underwear that I'm not gonna count in a capsule wardrobe. Am I actually going back to trying a capsule wardrobe? If you've seen recent closet declutter videos of mine, you know that I have sort of a love-hate relationship with the capsule wardrobe for most of the year. But for the summertime, I can honestly get excited about the idea of something really like overly simplified. So I've got some good picks here. I'm gonna take these back into my closet because I'm feeling confident seeing this little bundle here, sort of a springboard for a summer capsule wardrobe, and I can go in there and grab a handful more pieces to sort of round out the collection. Before we do that though, thanks so much to Factor for sponsoring the next couple of minutes of this video. Something I've learned about myself when it comes to decluttering and just projects in general is that nourished Natalie gets a heck of a lot more done than hungry Natalie does. But I don't want to always stop the mojo and go prepare myself a meal. That's where Factor comes in. And honestly, we have Factor to thank for the last month of content on my channel. They have been the MVP of Minimal May because their ready to heat meal kits have enabled me to have delicious and nutritious meals while I'm busy with decluttering projects. Their chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are delivered weekly to our door and can be made in as little as 2 minutes, which means I can get back into the action while still hitting my nutrition and fitness goals. Weston and I often go for the Protein Plus meal line from Factor, but they honestly have something for everybody. Veggie options, keto, dairy-free, calorie smart, and more. With over 30 meal options to choose from and 60 add-ons like snacks, smoothies, breakfast, and grab-and-go options, their selection and variety cannot be beat. And neither can their flexibility. It's a breeze to make our selections every week from the Factor website or mobile app, select the quantity that works best for our particular week, throw in add-ons, or even pause or skip weeks altogether if we know we're gonna be out of town on vacation or something. I got rid of about 75% of our family's belongings in 2020 when I started Messy to Minimal. Imagine how much more I could have gotten rid of if I was fueled by Factor. If you'd like to be fueled by Factor and you want to check them out, then there's a link in my description box, factor75.com. You use code 50NatalieB, that gets you 50% off your first Factor box plus free shipping. Again, the link is in my description box, factor75.com. Use code 50NatalieB for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. And thanks so much to them for being such a great partner here on my channel. All right, let's go lay out these first pieces for the capsule on my bed and then head into the closet to see what else we can add to it and what else we can get rid of. For this closet declutter, I am keeping the process as quick and simple as I can by sorting my clothing into 3 different categories. The first of which we're already working on, that's the capsule wardrobe. The second is a declutter pile, stuff I'm fully getting rid of. The third is a stash category, which I'll share more about in a bit. But this capsule is coming together with the stuff I've already put on my bed. Let's head into the closet to see what's going on in there, to find more things to add to the capsule, to find things to declutter. It's a little crazy in there right now. The collection is beefy. We're pretty par for the course in here with how stuffed and cluttered the closet looks at the end of spring. Typically at the end of spring and at the end of fall, I have the beefiest collection because we've come out of seasons that use basically all the clothing, from the heaviest sweaters and that full collection to the lightest of lights and delicates. Honestly, one of the things that I like about winter and summer is that the collection is easier to pare down because it is so straightforward what works and what doesn't, especially the summer wardrobe. And the summer wardrobe does not take up nearly as much space, like physically, because the pieces are a lot physically smaller. These are the Quince linen shorts, and I showed you the gingham and the navy blue pair that I have. And actually on camera, they're showing up more like pumpkin color. They are darker. They're more like a chocolate brown in real life. So this is getting added to the capsule. I want to give myself a couple more options when it comes to dresses. I like to wear dresses quite a lot, and I actually get a lot of versatile use out of them. I'm gonna grab this dress. Actually, all 3 of this style. This is from the brand Sonoma. I bought this blue one last year from Kohl's, and then I thrifted this pink colored one. It's the same style. And then this black floral one. They're a midi length, that cotton muslin fabric. Love this one. Wear this in the summertime. I haven't yet worn it this year, but I lived in this Madewell cotton muslin dress, so I'm definitely gonna wear it this year too. I've been looking forward to the hot weather for this one. I'm gonna keep this denim button up that I've had for years. I call this my Chessie shirt. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, this dress. I've been wearing this one. I got it at a local boutique, but I actually found it online. It's the Down East brand. I'll try to link it if I can, but I really love this dress and have worn it a lot. I'm ready to move on to category number 2, which is stuff I'm decluttering out. These are things that I've tried and didn't work, stuff that's no longer my size, colors that don't really work for me, stuff I've worn to the point where it's now worn out and tired and I want to move on from it. Fantasy self items, which seems to be in every category that I declutter in my home. So I'm gonna go through what's hanging up here and find category number 2, those specific items that I'm taking out and completely moving on from. Doesn't fit. That Sonoma dress, that doesn't look good on me. That orange color, no ma'am. Doesn't fit. Don't like the color. Doesn't fit. This one has a button on the back and it tangles my hair every time I wear it. Wrong color. Don't have time to dye it. Okay, already we have quite the bundle. Onto the floor it goes. That brings us to category number 3. These are items that I want to keep, possibly. They're out of season and they don't really fit into my capsule, so I'm gonna box them up. This kind of goes along with, I believe, the 333 method. This was really popular years and years ago. I've tried it before, like having 33 items in my wardrobe, but the part of the 333 method that I'm going to be implementing today is kind of the back half of it, which is to box up and store away your out of season clothing. Out of sight, out of mind. I actually do really like that. And I want to implement this strategy so that all I see and can access is my capsule wardrobe. And this is a seasonal experiment. You know me, I don't like to impose rules upon myself that someone else made. I really do like to go with the flow of my own brain and how I work, but it is nice sometimes to see what works for other people and to give it a shot. And for the summer, I want to give this a shot. So the rest of this is literally getting taken down and put into a tote. Putting empty hangers over on this side so that I just have a bare rack to put my capsule wardrobe back onto. Oh, I forgot about these too. These were tucked in. I love these tank dresses with pockets. They're like a cotton material. I'm definitely adding these to the capsule. I live in these in the summertime. Okay, from the time I said hello to this video until now, I've only been working for about 30 minutes. You could cut down that time significantly if I cut the chit chat, but I make videos on YouTube, so that's part of the process for me. But things are coming together. I'm starting to see these categories take shape, and it's becoming obvious to me what I value in my clothing, what works for me, and what doesn't. But even looking at this pile over here of the stash stuff, I'm seeing pieces that I anticipate possibly decluttering out when fall time rolls around and I'm bringing things back into my wardrobe. Can I just give you some permission? You might be on a rabbit hole of minimalism, simple living, decluttering, capsule wardrobe videos right now. And if no one has told you yet, let me be the first to say you don't need to do things by the book in order for you to simplify in your own home. Some people might look at a pile that you're putting into a tote and go, why don't you just do the work right now to declutter things out? And that might work for you if you did that. For me, where I am right now, life has been crazy. My body has done a little bit of changing. I don't know how much it's going to change between now and fall time. And I think putting things in a spot that I have space for and letting them breathe for a second and letting my brain forget about them for a second is actually a really good strategy for me to approach it with fresh eyes in the future. Just because it's not the way that someone else would do it doesn't mean it's the wrong way for me to do it in my home. I think it's really good to be honest with ourselves. And if I'm being honest, I think there's a few pieces over there that will end up getting pulled out further. But I'm gonna let September Natalie make that decision. I'm also being honest with myself when I say that I'm seeing a few pieces that I've put together for the capsule that I might not actually need. Because here's the thing, the majority of us are probably already wearing a capsule wardrobe of sorts, with the fact that we just pick our favorite pieces, our tried and true pieces. We have a dozen or so pieces total that we're just wearing on repeat. So that makes me ask the question, how little can I get away with? Because I know that the smaller number of clothing that I have, the easier it is for me to get dressed in the morning. The easier it is for me to do laundry and take care of my clothes. The easier it is for me to tidy up my room or my bathroom or wherever else I throw my clothing, or Weston throws my clothing. When trying to keep things simple, less is more. And I think I need less than what I have laid out here on my bed. Okay, time to make some cuts. I wore this white shirt all summer. This one, not so much. I have a harder time matching this with my bottoms. So I still like it. It's going into the stash, okay? No apologies. I don't think I need both the eyelet lace one and the black muslin. So black muslin is going into the stash because I know I will wear that in the fall. I love that shirt. But for the summertime, especially since I'm just going around in tank tops and shorts, I don't really need it. You know what? If I'm being honest, the one that I lived in of these tank dresses was the black one. The brown one, I have to wear very specific base layer undergarment, short stuff for it to not sort of cling to lumps and bumps. So I actually think it's time to declutter the brown one. Okay, the Sonoma dresses. I don't think I need all three. The ones that I wear most often are actually the pink and the blue. I think the blue looks best on me. You know, I should have my colors professionally done. Would you like to see a video where I do that? I'm not really wearing this black one as often. For whatever reason, it's like a bigger cut. Oh, I think it's because, that's why. It's because the pink and the blue ones are actually petite length. This one is normal length, and whenever I wear it, I feel like it looks too big on me. This was like $7 on Poshmark. So maybe I can keep my eye out for one that's a petite length. I think someone else would enjoy having that. I'm not even gonna put it in the stash pile. Got 3 midi length dresses, and then including the dress that I'm wearing today, which this is, I've had this one for years. This is a washable silk dress from the Quince brand. It's like a wrap thing, and I actually need to adjust where the snap is on this. That's a quick little sewing project. I typically try to not hold on to things that need extensive alterations because that turns into a fantasy self item and I never get to it. But I actually think I'm wearing this to dinner tonight with some girlfriends. And I will try to fix this snap before we leave. So 1, 2 with the tank dress, 3 with this short dress. That's like a mini length. Mini on me, because I'm 5'0", is actually more like a knee length dress. I think this bundle here is good for now. I am headed out the door in a little bit for dinner, so I'm gonna try to clear off the bed so we can actually get into it tonight. But I'm resuming this tomorrow when we dive into the drawers that I have in the closet. So I'll see you then. Welcome back. Let's keep this declutter train rolling. Actually, I'm gonna pause the clothing decluttering and show you shoes. I have bought 1 new pair of shoes since the last closet declutter that I shared, so this will go pretty quick. That pair of shoes that I purchased is the square-toed Mary Jane Rothy's. I just wore these outside through the wet grass, so they're looking a little dirty right now, but oh my goodness, I love this pair of shoes better than any other Rothy's flats that I've had. Something about that little strap over the top of my foot I feel like is flattering. And for whatever reason, this style actually fits my foot better. And I have always loved Rothy's because they are washable. Such an awesome brand. And I was able to trade in the other Rothy's like pointed toe flats that I had that I shared in the last closet declutter. I think I got a $20 or $30 off your next Rothy's purchase coupon, and I used it to purchase those ones. I still have my New Balance all white gum sole shoes. If I'm doing a lot of walking around, those are typically the ones that I'm picking. Those or my Birkenstocks. I've had these for years now. Don't need a new pair. They can go for years and years. However, these, I mean, I have worn the tar out of these kind of chuggy Target fake leather braided thong sandals. I bought these puppies for our honeymoon, which was almost 13 years ago. And I want to say they're still going strong, but I have a lot of flaking vinyl on them. And the thong part where it attaches to the sole of the shoe is coming apart. I wore these last night to dinner with my girlfriends with that little black silk dress that I was wearing yesterday. As I was walking through the parking lot to the restaurant, I was thinking, I think these are going to detach. These are like so old. They're the Morona brand. That does not exist anymore. They're so old and tired. Want to see something else that's old and tired? It's me. Hi. No, I am feeling old and tired these days, but it's this American Eagle shirt. I can see through it. It is so worn out. I bought this years ago and now it is basically threadbare, but I'm not getting rid of it yet because actually I do a lot of work outside, yard work, garden work, and I need a little bundle of things, pants, shirts, etc. I even have a pair of like outdoor shoes that I'm not counting in my capsule because I would not put an outfit together with them. I would not put an outfit together with this, but I would still absolutely wear it to go work my butt off outside on our property. So there are a few pieces here as I'm going through the drawers that I am going to set aside as sort of work clothing that I'm not counting in the capsule. So we'll just call that a little bonus fourth category of items. I didn't really think that through at the beginning of this video, and many people wouldn't have this category. It's very specific to my lifestyle, which is another reason why following someone else's rules can really hinder you from finding the method or the approach that works best for you. Because you might look at a bundle of work clothing and go, I would never in a million years need that or wear that. Or you might work a special high-rise office job and need more like formal business clothing, which is a category I completely have none of. So everyone is different and everyone's needs are different. Okay, I have some pants. You know my struggle with pants. I have abdominal migraines and a hiatal hernia. So I have issues with waistbands. I thought I had found some that worked. Sometimes you throw things on and at first they feel like they're gonna be okay. And then after a while, it's obvious that they're not a good fit. I think I'm outside of the return window for these. So into the donation pile they go. I am not going to be wearing velvet pants until probably November. So this can absolutely go into that stash pile and I will be happy not to see it as I'm looking for other things. Okay, those are a few things pulled out of the pants drawer. I'm gonna throw you up on a tripod so you can see me work through the shirts drawer. I'm not gonna go through every piece. I'll kind of do a little time lapse for you all, but I'm going to be sorting into those 3 different categories: capsule wardrobe, declutter completely pile, and stash pile. And then the bonus 4th category if I find a thing or two to add to the workwear. Okay, well that took me less than 2 minutes to go through. Super easy and straightforward. I have a good bundle of shirts that I will throw on that I'm not making outfits with, but I want to have on hand so that I'm not using my nice shirts to go get grubby and work in. But let's go add these to the capsule and see what we've got going on over there. Okay, here is where we are with the capsule. I still think there's too much here. I'm craving simplicity in case you haven't noticed. I have this pretty red cashmere sweater. It's the same as this blue one, but I actually don't anticipate wearing this in the summer, although red and summer kind of seems to go. But I think I will reach for, and I have been reaching for, this light blue one. And if I want a more casual, grubbier sort of sweatshirt, a layer to keep me warmer, this Pemberley sort of collegiate looking sweatshirt is one of my absolute favorites. Honestly, looking at this pile of shorts, this brown color is bothering me. And when I hold it up against other things in my wardrobe, I just don't think I'm going to reach for this one. I think this gingham pair and this navy blue pair is literally all that I need in this style of short. So these are brand new. I actually haven't worn these yet. They still have the tag on them. So I'm going to add this to my return pile. Okay, full length pants. I have my ginger and dandelion blue jeans. I have these Old Navy striped wide leg petite length linen pants, which I have been loving, and I will absolutely wear these summer. I've also been wearing this petite length, these are more of a straight leg rather than a wide leg, linen pants. I love the cut and the fit of them. I don't like the color. So I'm actually gonna go on Old Navy and see if I can find these in black, because I have worn their black drawstring waist, taper leg pants. I've had these for years and years. The knees on them are actually getting threadbare. So I could probably put this pair of pants into the workwear, because I actually do quite a bit of work in these pants, and then throw these ones into the donate pile and order myself a black pair. I have this one swing style sort of V-neck, V-back tank. This is an Old Navy one. And I have one ribbed black. It's somewhere between a cropped and a full length. I don't like full length, but I certainly don't like cropped. So this one is actually pretty good. This is from A New Day brand at Target. As far as t-shirts go, I have 3 here. Basic black, basic maroon, and then this one that I have had forever. Life is tough, but so are you. I think this is gonna work for me here. So let's put the capsule back in the closet. Let's put this pile into the tote to stash it away. And then I will show you the declutter pile. $33, the number does not matter. My number and what I'm choosing to hold on to or get rid of is going to look different from what works for you. And it actually looks different from other times in my life when I've done closet declutters, and it will look different from the future. But for me, since I'm a nerd, numbers actually are really interesting. And it's interesting for me to count what I'm keeping, count what I'm getting rid of, count what is just in the capsule versus what I'm stashing. And as I was putting things back into my closet, I did some counting. So we've got 29 items in the capsule. I'm going to round that up to 30 because there might be a piece that is floating around somewhere in the halfway zone of laundry clean versus dirty. I just put 55 items into the stash bin, and then I have 5 cashmere sweaters that is in my cashmere drawer that I'm not going to take out and put into the bin just to put back into the drawer. It's not taking up needed space. So we'll call that 60 items that are being stashed. I just counted 33 items in this declutter pile. I'm not even counting the roughly 10 items that I'm actually returning. I have 2 quince dresses, 1 quince, those brown linen shorts. Children making funny noises out in the living room. I don't know what they're doing out there. And I have like 6 or 7 pairs of jeans and pants that I tried from American Eagle in an attempt to find something as good as ginger and dandelion jeans, which was not successful. So those are all going back. Not counting that really in the number because they were so temporarily here just to try on and take back. So we've got roughly 30 pieces in the capsule, about 60 pieces being stashed, 33 pieces being saved. What is that? 123? 123. So in the capsule, 30 pieces out of 123 is about 25%. Let me try to remember my basic math. 30 divided by 123 is 24%. So for the summer, it's about 25% of what I started out with here. In total, it's about 75% of what I started out with here. I have 50% more waiting to possibly be put back into the wardrobe for the fall time. But if I'm honest, I think it's going to be really hard to go from this satisfying simplicity to more than double this if I bring it all back in September. Like I said earlier, I fully anticipate to get rid of more from this stasher bin when the fall rolls around and I do bring things back in. But I am okay with delaying those decisions until the fall to see where the summer takes me with some health stuff. And I've shared this before. I'm not someone who likes to be boxed into any particular type of style. I have a wide range of interests. Sometimes it's more feminine and flirty, other times it's more sporty mom. I actually think though for this summer specifically, the only thing that I'm interested in is simplicity. And sometimes your priorities look different from season to season. And I think I'm gonna really like this simplified wardrobe so that I can just focus on the things that matter even more than what I'm wearing, like time with family, time with friends, ministry stuff that we're doing, camps, time spent in the backyard and the garden. I don't want to be bothered with sifting through things that don't work for me anymore. I think this is going to be very refreshing. And honestly, the perfect way to get me in the mood for Simple Summer, which is a series starting here on my channel in June. I think I am taking next week off because Mama needs a break, but I would love to see you back here as we work throughout the summer together to simplify our homes, to simplify our lives. I'm going to be sharing videos with tips and tricks, more declutter with me, messy to minimal videos like we did here this month. In the meantime, I have other cozy, simple living videos here on this channel. I'll leave some playlists in the description box. You can also check out my Patreon for extra content. If you enjoyed today's video, you might also enjoy this one. It's a get it all done with me where I do a little bit more than just decluttering. I'd love to have you along for that. Thank you so much for giving me some time to spend with family as I take a bit of a break, but I'm super excited to come back for Simple Summer. Make sure you have that bell notification turned to all so that you don't miss when I post next. Thank you all so much for spending a little part of your day here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.